Good morning, everybody. We're going to be getting started here in a couple minutes. Super started. Here we go.
Good morning, everybody. We're just going to wait for some more people to come into the room. How's everybody doing? Can everybody hear me okay?
Looking forward to the space.
Same. Super excited.
Yeah.
We'll just give it a few more minutes, let the room fill up.
Good morning. How's that sound? Is everybody okay?
Yep.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Sounds perfect. How are you doing, Max?
I'm doing good. Always waking up to something exciting and fitting into the day and trying to make things happen. So we're good. Ooh, I got
Exactly.
a request for a co-host. Fancy.
Well, I mean, come on. We're excited to hear you speak, man. You know this already.
Oh, thank you. I'll make sure I pull out my retainer.
I can already tell this is going to be one of those silly spaces, isn't it? Does everyone have their coffee yet?
No, I've had my coffee. It's not that I have my second cup. I got to get the second cup in. I only get 2 cups of coffee a day, and sometimes it does go Rick and Morty. I get it. It's okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm like on my fifth coffee, but it has the opposite effect, so I'm just trying not to get too sleepy.
Now I have to ask a very personal question here, right in the very beginning for you. Is it Maya or Mia?
So we had this discussion yesterday. I mean, I usually go by Mia,
Mia.
but
Okay.
some people's accents they do say Maya, and either way, it's fine with me. So yeah, Mia, Maya, but most people call me Mia.
Mia. Okay. You got it.
I call her Mia. Yeah. So
Good.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
Yep. Perfect.
Mia o Maya.
Just getting my last cup of coffee for the day. Give me a second here, guys.
load up.
All right. What do you guys think? Give people another minute?
Yeah, I usually with spaces
Yeah.
usually throw about 4 or 5 minutes after the hour. After
Yeah,
it
I
starts.
usually do like 11:04, 11:05.
Cool.
Sounds good. Just chill, just chilling.
Now we're also simulcast over on my YouTube channel. You can check my PFP out for the link there, as well as TikTok. So if you want to watch the screen as I show things that we talk about, I don't put my pretty face on it because it's against the law here in PA, but it's something that we can.
Oh, wow, I had no idea, but yeah, that's super
Oh
cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
good to
You
know.
Very cool. Very
sort of
cool.
like a joke, because I'm horrendously ugly looking. So don't want to compare
Oh
children.
my gosh.
Sorry.
Oh, I love it. Amen. Didn't I say I needed crickets?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I totally said that. I'm like, someone's got to play some cricket.
Cue the
There you
crickets.
go.
Cue the bean footage.
There you go.
I
There
love
you
it.
go.
I love it. Do we also have a violin? I would love a violin. Sad
That would be
song.
really cool. The closest I have to a violin is that one.
That's
That's the way I play the violin, by the way. So
awesome.
yeah, yeah. No, I have
I like
Nice
that one.
flex.
I have a Stream Deck. I was in radio for a very long time. In fact, Amy and I owned 3,600 radio stations and a network. So this, dude, I really am like the Slumdog Millionaire here. It's like everything I've ever done. You know, if I could just find one last thing is how to involve a hot dog cart, I'd be awesome.
That's amazing. But you know what? That is not surprising at all. We were discussing how we're like, yeah, I feel like he's like a radio host or something.
Look
I mean, we've watched
Yeah.
all your YouTube videos, but
at all those PFPs down there with orange headbands.
I
Oh
know, so
yeah.
exciting. Amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm glad
guys.
my.
Well, oh, go ahead, Amos. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm just glad my check came back.
I
You go
love it.
ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, why don't we get things started now? We've got quite a few people in here, and I am recording the space, and like Max said, he's also streaming. So, if anyone wants to see the screen, like he said, I believe you said it's in your profile, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'll also peg it to the jumbo as well.
Yeah, that would be
Perfect.
perfect if we could do
That's
that.
perfect.
Okay, so to get started, some of you in the room might already know me from projects and partnerships, but today I'm representing this incredible project. Whether you're already a diehard member of Shogun or just in the community or just curious, you want to know some more, this is your chance to connect with the team, with the devs, and get answers to your questions. So we have Trader Max, we also have Amos, and I'm sure Andrew's also here. Those are the people I talk to the most. So we want to let Trader Max kind of kick things off and tell us a little bit about it. When I first heard about Shogun and the team and I started diving into the project, I was actually at a loss for words. I was shocked at the level of organization, their vision, and their carefully created ecosystem. And that's really what drew me into the project myself. So, I only represent projects that I feel really, really strongly about. So that's why we've really been pushing for people to come and learn about it and get involved and see what's actually going on. It's such a transparent project. You can ask anything, they're going to give you the straight up answer. There's so much information that this is just the perfect opportunity for anyone here that's interested in changing their life, supporting something that's going to be not just for now, but for the rest of probably our lives. So that being said, I would like Trader Max if you could give us the all the information and we can talk about it.
Absolutely, man. First off, I want to say thank you very much for holding this space for us today. AMAs are always a really important. You and Amos have done a great job of getting this thing organized and up real quick. AMAs, I feel, are the most important ways to get and hear the true voice of the devs. And just to begin with, I am not the dev. Well, I am, but I'm one of the devs. There's a total we call the top 5. There's 4 of us in there. We hold an open position there for now. But there is a sense that we are one. We are Shogun. So the top people that are in this network, which is Drew, who's under the Shogun Cryptos PFP there, Rip and Tear from down below, and Amy AK-47 down there. The 4 of us represents the I guess the authenticity, the experience, the love, the passion, and we share that passion together. We're all different walks and lifestyles. I have a long-term relationship with Amy. I have a great relationship with Rip due to his martial art background. And I have an awesome family relationship with Drew. He's like a little brother to me because he works so hard and he's the one who helped me spur this process off. But let me talk about the project in here. That's the leadership value of who we are at Shogun. But let me tell you why, the ethos, if you will. I won't dive into the entire ethos, the deep section of it of right and honor just yet. But I want to talk about this industry of cryptocurrency. I spent 20 years in various different programs and systems that I built. I built 5 multi-million-dollar companies. Amy was a part of several of those. in that process. And in the world of forex and trading or money or anything, there is always this grit, PvP. Even then, even after it's been established for 20, 30 years. And it got to a point where I was so tired because all these big countries, all these big brokerships were always stamping on the little guy, and I got so frustrated with it. Even though that we had a big company and we saw that we got out of it, I swore I was never going to get back into finance ever again. Then one day, some stupid kid called Brian, who's my real little brother, wrote me about 6 months ago and said, Max, I think you're the only one that I know that can kind of get into this industry and make sense of it. I had this knack for taking the complicated and making it simple. And when I jumped in with both feet. My wife said, "Oh crap, here we go again," right? Because that's the way I'm an addicted builder. I've said this a few times, and I'm very addicted to building stuff. But when I got into this industry, I looked quickly at just the nastiness, the open forum of no protection. If you told one person how to defeat a scammer or void a scammer, they found 7 other ways to get you again. The rug pulls, oh my God, the creativeness behind rug pulls. I've seen them at all levels. I've seen them at the pump fund level. I've seen them at the 2 million level. I was in one that was a 2 million level, with latte. Holy crap. You never even expect it because there was so much quick movement and fastness there, but then all of a sudden it was gone like a second. The integrity, the lack of integrity, I should say, in the industry was so rampant. I couldn't even think. I would go to bed at night when we would start a coin or be a part of a coin, and I'd be in cold sweats wondering if I was going to wake up to an empty bag. So I said, you know what, enough's of this bullshit. I have to find some people. I opened up my mentality to start interviewing. Because under the guise of me being in radio, I was in radio. I owned very, very many radio stations. I've done thousands and thousands of shows, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of videos in all kinds of training stuff. And I said, you know what? The best way to find out the real skinny on this. By the way, this is the history of what, and some of my own people don't know this yet. So please bear with me. I'm spilling real alpha here for you as well. I was doing a documentary. I wanted to do a documentary on this process. So I thought, what is the best way to find what this industry needs other than interviewing the people that are in it? So what I did is that I just went to space after space. I went to community after community, and I just let them talk. Let them tell me what they thought of this industry and what it was. And as I started to get through, I ran along one coin called Kitty, and a few other things before that. I met Rip first in a few things like Jack, and I seen him in Seat. We had some big conversations. He wrote me and asked me to come and talk to him. So I went and talked to him, and we hit it off right away because there was so much honor in him. He's a martial artist like I am, and he just checked all the boxes for me as far as being able to talk to somebody who's real and sincere. And that was the biggest thing, that I had to hear the integrity in somebody's voice. I can usually spot the bullshitter at that level. The next person I met was Drew. And meeting Drew, it was like, because he was in Kitty, he was the secondary dev. And I call him the original dev. He should have been. He should have had to control everything. I think Kitty would have been a different space if it was. He is such a powerful young man. Works hard, raids like son of a bitch. Just puts everything in. When I met the both of them, I knew that I had something right there. And I already been talking to Amy. We had discussed this. So I had Amy in the back scenes with me. We had one other person with us for a little while, but he had some things that he had to go do. So when I got this crew together, it was quickly. It was a sense that we had to put something together, but we couldn't just, you couldn't just plan it all out, every little detail. You had to kind of plan a little, do a little. So we have this process that we refer to as conception, production, and distribution. So we conceived what was really needed for this industry, and we started to talk about it. Rip helped me get the degen mentality on board. Drew helped me get the outward bound, because he's talked to hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people in this industry, and he had such a connection with so many people. And so as we put this thing together, we said the first thing that we have to work on is the honor and the integrity of this industry. We must be of the highest standard. We must set the rule. And so I asked them, if we do this, if we get into it, we can't build the coin first. We have to build the service. We have to find out, what does this industry need? And so what we figured out very quickly is that I had a marketing firm called Panther Pilot. And I use it for my dojo. I have a dojo in Northeast PA. And I have a dojo there, and I use marketing systems and services there as systems as a service called SaaS. And we said, you know what, let's offer these for free to everybody. You know, thanks to Drew and some of his comments, we just, instead of trying to charge people, we just said, let's give this away free and find out who we can help. And so that's what we did. We reached out to lots and lots of community. In there, we met people like Shane from Memezilla, who's down in here. Another great. If there's a litmus test of workmanship, we call it the Drew test. He fills it out tenfold. In that level, meeting him and others that were like him, we started to bring on more and more communities and talk to them and get them involved and find out what they need and don't need. And we gathered information. We conceived our plan very quickly. And on September 30th, we decided that we were going to launch a coin. But we weren't going to run down the same old alley as all the shammers and scammers and try to be a beacon light. We were going to do it different. We were going to open up the coin on pre-sale, on pink sale, sorry. And we did a pre-sale open. Now, of course, everything in this industry has negative connotation. Like the moment we went to pre-sale, everybody's like, yeah, but nobody's going to really come there because they ain't going to buy and because blah, 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 and they don't really know. Yeah, absolutely, you're right. So you have to inform them. And once we started to inform them, man, this stuff just took off. And we got to 201 sold in that pre-sale, and we launched on September 30th. So it was that September 30th we physically launched. We started the pre-sale a week before. But we did something that was unique. We got out there and we sort of owned most of all the supply. And I know that probably scared the crap out of a lot of people that are listening. But what the important thing is that the top 5 people, the top 5 positions, hold a very large amount. When I say a large amount, the organization holds 80%. And then all of the top 5 have friends and families that own it as well. So we hold a tremendous amount, above 90% of the supply, and we can control that. Now, when I say we can control it, we've organized it well enough that, one, I'm completely doxxed, so there's never a chance for me to personally rug out the entire thing. And there's certain security things that we have with each one of us that protects us from that. But as we launched this, we knew that it was going to be a tough launch, but we also knew that we were going to sort of start to set records. If you can see my screen back on YouTube, you'll see that when we started, we had this little dip that came in. Not very much. It was very small. We started at like 300,000. We had a few, I'd say yeeters. We had a few insects, right? You'll hear about that later. A few insects in the game there. And we got into these consolidation phases, sitting at like 300,000, 400,000, because we were building. This happens with coins that are real. And then we built again. And then we released, we made a connection with Hello Moon, who's helping us build our deck system. We then just started to climb and climb and climb. We're back into consolidation now because we're releasing our Shogun decks here soon, which we'll talk about later in the show if you have questions on it. So if there's a highlight, and I'm sorry that was a little bit, I wanted to give you a little bit of who we are and not just, oh, we got the best coin, we're going to the moon. I wanted you to hear this because what we've created here in this space of PvP is a player help player kind of mentality as well. We've also created a building platform to help other coins build. We've also built learning systems and programs. If I go into Shogun Crypto's page, we didn't start as a coin. A coin is only one cog of the wheel here. From our trading bot, which is going to be absorbed into ShogunX, our training systems, our services, which is the Web Forge. That's where you can build websites and put all your marketing stuff in there. Our team systems, and then of course our coin, and then our dojo, which is our learning platform. So we have a lot, we offer a lot, and we do a lot. So that's basically the primary setup of who we are and what we have done and how we've started. I guess you could say that's our basic origin story.
I love it. I love the backstory. That's That's so good for us to know. It helps us have a little bit more idea of the projection of where it's going, knowing where it all came from. So that's amazing.
Perfect. I hope it wasn't too boring.
No,
No.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, when Amos and I were discussing earlier, um, I know a lot of people are very interested in the Panther pilot. Did you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. So when we when I started, I owned a company prior to this called Fabertech, which I wrote and made bot systems and supplemental system utility systems for connecting to marketing and advertising and social media. And when doing that, having Fabertech really cut my teeth in the SaaS world, the software as a service network. I helped local businesses. I got out of trading because when I owned the investment firm, we made trading bots for the North American Derivative Exchange, which we got out of because there was a lot of legality to it, but we ended up getting out by the skin of our teeth. I got into marketing because the first thing I said was, hey, I want to build these. I took all the money we made from that and I put it into marketing and building these bots. And I was like, yes, let's go, because we're going to help local businesses get through that barrier of that pricing barrier of, like, we're going to do inexpensive, but we're also going to do powerful tools. And that was in November of 2019. And I say, this is going to be foolproof because there's no way that the entire world's economy would ever fucking shut down. COVID hit. COVID punched me in the face so bad that in 2019 we had like 1,100 customers, and we were killing it. We had $400 or $500 a person, so we were killing it. By March, it was gone. We had nothing left, and I tucked my head and went into hibernation for about a year. I opened up my dojo in 2021, in the beginning of 2021, middle of 2021, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to get into anything crazy. I want some tools that I can use for myself as a small business now, and create connections with my marketing. I want to be able to build a website. I want to be able to do all that stuff. So I created Panther Pilot. Now pantherpilot.com is still here, but it's under the guise of Shogun WebForge. And what this is that it's a network solution of software that you can use as a business. Now, what is a coin? It's damn near a business, right? If you're not treating it like a business, you have a meme coin, right? If you want your meme coin to be something more, then you got to treat it like it's something more. And what you're seeing on my screen right now, if you're over on YouTube or TikTok, is you're seeing the main program of it. This runs all of the other sub-accounts. And as you can see, there's a tremendous amount of sub-accounts that are in here. These are all people that have come to us, either from the coin world or what. But as I got into it, I quickly seen that we had to have something more than what everybody else had. And we couldn't be charging an arm and a leg for it. So we decided to do it the best price possible for community coins and do it for free. I know there's a great expense to have all this stuff. There's servers, there's all this stuff that we have to pay for every month. But we decided to do this for free because we really do want to make a collective of coins that trust us and want to be a part of our network. And we knew that these tools, even though that not all of them are used in the world of crypto, like reputation management or, some of the membership stuff, even though that you could make your own membership network with it, we decided that using these tools would be beneficial for people who wanted to connect. If you can look at my screen, you'll see that there's a calendar with hundreds of already set up social planning, and this makes the job easier for everybody. There's a site builder system in it that's click and drag, no code, right? So these things are super powerful. You can even have your own store in the back network of this. So Shogun WebForge is that, I hate to sound like it's the one-stop shop for everything you need, but it kind of is, right? It's that place that if you need something for your development, if we don't have it, really, I don't think you need it at that point to be in marketing and advertising. We have ways to create a client portal that you can log into. Just like with ours, you can log right in and get to a point of going right to a community, right? It has a whole community system in here. So this is something that if you wanted to get away from Telegram, boom, there you go. And it's gate locked, so you can have people come to it with a password and all that stuff, and you keep all the shammers and scammers out. You know, you have ways of doing all kinds of things. You can have a chat on your website. You can create blogs. You can do webinars. This is brand new. The webinar system is brand new, connected, which is super, super powerful. Like if you wanted to outcast your stuff and have people sign up prior to, bringing in normies or what have you, pretty powerful system there. The membership system is all about learning and creating product offers to show people what to do and how to do. So you can kind of see we have some in here now. So Panther Pilot, Shogun
awesome.
WebForge is the biggest tool in our box for now, but soon there will be bigger tools than just that.
That's so exciting. Thank you so much for explaining that. So just to reiterate what Max said, or I guess you prefer Trader Max.
Max is fine.
Max is fine. Okay. So just to reiterate what he says, if you guys are learning or hearing about Panther Pilot, it is called the sorry, say it again.
Shogun WebForge.
The Shogun WebForge. Thank you. So just so you guys know that that's the same thing. So when you're educating yourself or asking questions, you got a little bit of that knowledge there. So that's awesome. That's so great. So just so you guys know that that's the same. Sorry, my microphone's going in and out. Can you guys still hear me?
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, mostly. But yeah, the Shogun WebForge is such a strong name for such a strong group of utilities. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
Panther Pilot name is off my brand for Panther. I own Panther Kempo, Panther Web Tools. Everything is Panther. I have a panther on my arm when I study martial arts, so it was sort of the name, but we repurposed the whole network and put it as Shogun WebForge. That's really Rip is our guy who really comes up with great names, and so we utilize some of the degen mentality from that, as well as some historical stuff. So pretty cool.
That's amazing. That's awesome. I also wanted to say that if anybody is interested in learning more about the project or want to get involved in it, there's lots of opportunity to jump in and get educated and help out. And I mean, it's going to be super worth it. Just join our Telegram. Follow the host, the co-host, the listeners, like anyone here with the PFP. It's basically a big family, wouldn't you guys say? Like all of us are kind of working so closely together and from all different projects. It's just amazing to see not only community members and holders the support, but other devs and other projects and other partnerships, all kind of flooding in, especially, I mean, I'm seeing it even in the last couple weeks watching the chat, right? I would say it's just like this big gigantic family, and I would say for myself personally, I love the transparency, and I love the mentality. So for me, that's really what a lot of us devs and that are looking for, is that instead of fighting against each other, why not build your projects together? You know what I mean? So I think it's something that a lot of people are attracted to, and that's why I thought it was this is a very important project to be featured. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it is really like a family. I've felt that after I came into the project, and just the unity, we have that Shogun mentality, which I'm sure Max will get into in a little bit more, but it is really a tight-knit group of people working towards a common goal, and that's really what crypto should be all about. So
Yeah, I think personally, for me, is I could make connections with a group of people and work with them, but in the very beginning, we're all sort of high on that, that hey, this is a brand new, this is the honeymoon period kind of thing. But then somebody does something and you don't like it, so you don't want to be a part of it. You don't want to take a chance to get rugged. So you do the Irish goodbye. You cut claws and you run, right. Here, you can always keep faith that things happen, people's lives change, things come up and go. But for myself, for Rip, and for Andrew, and for Amy, besides something catastrophic happening, there's no turning back for us. We are here. The Shogun itself, Shogun crypto for us is its own industry in a way, because the marketplace of things that we're building, the game network that we have, the marketplace systems that we have, the shogunx.io that we're building out, which we can talk about later if you need. These things are a way of life, not just a gimmicky, oh, this will improve your value, blah, yay. This is, if you want to make a change, you can use our tools. You don't have to live in the city. You can be outside, but still have the mentality and correspond with us. And we call that the alliance. And because it's not just a partnership, right? We're not, you're helping us, we're helping you, but you're also utilizing the learning systems that we have and the structures that we've learned. We've learned a lot. There's a lot of people in here who've learned what to do and what not to do. And both are just as equally as important. And if we really look at this network, what Shogun really represents, it doesn't represent just another coin or a simple quick service for us all to make money. It represents a lifestyle of integrity. And I think, everybody talks about, we got into this industry because we wanted to change it. But yet when times get tough, they turn tail and run. We hear that a lot out there. We hear about people who want to give back. Well, the biggest way to give back is just to offer your help and be a part of something real. And that's what we're looking for. We have a we talk about the top 5 positions. Below us, and not really below us in the state of importance, but there is a group of people we call the top 20. This is the council. This is the Samurai Council. And in that 20, there's people like Ransom and Shane. Amos is in that. Or I think you're in that. You might be in the 100. I apologize if I don't know. There's a few that are in that system that are their integrity is just as matched to us as it is to them. So it's set that they will help us guide, because they offer service, they offer leadership, they offer this ability, and they get a certain amount for doing that. And then right to the side of them is the group of the 100, and we chose these numbers on a basis of development, right? And I've seen this development. It's a little trick that is done in certain companies to create a certain hierarchy of people. One leads to another, leads to another. Us 5 or 4 lead the 20, and the 20 lead the rest of everybody else. And instead of getting this giant game of telephone, you get a great leadership tree. Hopefully one day we'll have the group of the 100 who can lead thousands and thousands of retail people down there doing stuff, and employees and all that stuff. But as of right now, this 125 people, and it's not even completely full. I think right now we have solid in the system about 50 of us, 60 maybe. And we've gained this level of momentum with just 60 people. Most coins don't have 20, 30 people that do work. We have a very vast amount of people in here. And as like you said, there's still stuff working out. There's still stuff building, but we don't sizzle our stuff. We don't oversell it. We say what it is. The transparency is wide open. There isn't a question that I can't answer here. Even if it's tough for me, I will still answer it. So I think that's what it really comes down to, is that those 3 divisions make up the core process of who we are. And I think that's what we transfer out there. Our real value isn't the coin. I'm gonna be very upfront with all of you. Our value isn't the coin. It's something that's behind it, which is the corporation, which is the utility revenue. And that utility revenue share system or program, whatever we're referring to it as utility revenue share, it doesn't come from the coin. It comes from all the utility stuff that we do. And we share that with the top 5 to 20 and 100 in equal shares. We all get 30% of it, but we split it amongst ourselves. So the 5 split the 30. There's 30% that goes to us. Then there's another 30% that goes to the 20, and there's another 30% that goes to the 100. And each share, they get their positional share from that of the net profit margin. And they get it every month. And so that makes this a very unique process. And it's not some sort of Ponzi scheme where you got to bring more coin holders in to make it all work, because it has no profit. Anything that is made from the coin at all doesn't go to the revenue. So it doesn't create a Ponzi scheme, because we're not trying to do that either. So a little taste of what we do, but I appreciate you letting me have that moment.
Thank you so much, Max. That's awesome. And thank you for explaining the rev share because I know we haven't touched on it yet today in the space. Um, and there, I know people do have a lot of questions about that. And
I hope
yeah,
so.
I really love that you explained that and you've explained it so perfectly and so simply. If anyone had any questions or if anybody, had any doubts and worried about it or anything like that, you hit the nail on the head. So thank you so much for doing that. Um, that being said, was there anything else super, important you wanted to talk about, or do you have any information that we can share of anything upcoming? Is it all secretive? What else do you have for us?
It is so secret. I have to have a trailer. No, I'm only kidding. Um, there is so we have this in like I touched on it a little earlier. We have this way that we do things. We call it the conception to production to distribution. Conceptualizing a plan, right? Like everybody can sit and pipe dream. Like we want to have a billboard on South Street in Philadelphia with our name on it. Yay! But is that really ever going to happen? No. And I always hated. There was I was with one project and this person was like, I went to this project because I heard the sizzle on a space and this person was putting together like a Netflix kind of mentality, which was super huge. And in my mind, I love entertainment and I love videozation and I love being in front and talking and making the voices and having fun with it. So I was like, man, I'm going to go join that project and I'm going to give it my all and I'm going to just give it. And I was like, I offered my animation experiences. I offered all my experiences that I had. This is pre-coin and pre us, pre Shogun. And I got in there and it was just I immediately seen it. Now, one of the other things that I did in Forex was that I did investigations of inappropriate behavior in networking and solutions. So I can track wallets like you wouldn't believe, right? I can track financial edification in the network better than some people, right? Because I have a knack for it for some reason. I don't know why. It's something that clicked in my brain. I was dropped too many times. I don't know, but I immediately saw some inappropriate behavior in the trading values of this, and like we were being farmed. And I took my little investment. I had $100 in. I took it out, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't be here. I don't want to hurt anybody, and I don't want to hurt your coin because if I'm wrong, then I'm negligible." And I got out. But when I kept on hearing like, oh, we're going to have this. We got this big company and have all this sizzle, blah blah blah, and the price was going up and up and up and up and up. And I gave them a warning. I grabbed Rip, and Rip and I went to the one of the main devs of this CTO, and we said, listen, if you don't release exactly what you said, this fake inflationary that's happening right now in your coin is going to drop and it's going to murder your coin. So please be careful. You have to make sure that you have these things because you're not even close to what you're saying that you're going to have on Friday, and you got to have it. And what happened? It got to it, it released, and it wasn't even close to what it was supposed to, what they said it was. And everybody split. And it was causing a panic world, in coin wide. And I learned a heavy lesson from that day. I sort of had this anyway. Don't ever sell anything you can't do. Don't open your mouth that what your butt can't cash, right? So we have this thing that we don't talk about anything directly that's coming unless we're building it already. Now, we will sometimes say, okay, so this is sizzle, which is what we want to get. And we'll sort of, proclaim that first, right? But in our case, what do we have in the workings? Again, I'll talk about that super quick. We have something called the temper bot. And the temper bot is a volume system, but it's not just any volume system because there's a lot of negative connotations around volume and fake volume. It doesn't have any fake users that it puts in. It doesn't have any fake wallets that makes it look like all there's different people and it's stupid crazy what's out there. It's Orbit and fatality bot and all that stuff. What they can do is incredible, but it's all made with the fake connotation inside. So I hate it. So we wanted to build something different. So we built the temper bot to smooth out the volume areas of neglect, right? So when you got zero amount of volume in a certain area, it doesn't look like a ghost town. And it helps temper everything and smooth it over. This bot here, also in the industry for the volume networking or what have you, it's a high barrier of entry, right? Like it's the price of it is so like 9 Sol with Vitality Bot. Like really 9 Sol? Like, oh no, I think it's, oh yeah, that's Orbit, 9 Sol. The other's 4 Sol. if you're a budding coin and you're just starting out, what the fuck? How are you supposed to get in and make something work if everybody's always like, oh, I got to come up. Everybody needs to send 9 SOL or 4 SOL to the wallet, blah, blah, blah. So we made this very low barrier. So it's like a half a SOL to be able to get in. Prices are still the same as the others, right? It's like 20% the fees to get into it. We were trying to make it to where it was free, and then we just got it from transactions. But man, the technology behind that just hasn't caught up yet for that. So we were trying to do it. We had some unique ways to do it, but it was just causing us such a headache. I'd rather release this side of it and explain to everybody, this is the barrier of entry. We've made it super low for you to be able to come in. So that's on the table. In fact, 18 minutes before this space started, I was validating code in there with the other programmer. And so I was like eating a bagel, drinking coffee, talking to you, setting up the stream and validating code. It was amazing. But my partner should know as well, man. It's going to be releasing for Monday or Tuesday as soon as auditing comes back with that process. So it was very fun. On top of that, we made connections with a company called Hello Moon, and oh my God, you want to talk about one of the most awesome companies here in the United States. They're devs. There's programmers. There's like 40 something programs they say that they have. They are pricey. Don't get me wrong. This isn't for the faint of heart. This is not for the budding coin. We're for the budding coin. We can help you build your stuff and get your stuff in there. But if you want to take it to another level, like the big boy level, like you're going to make, a swap network or whatever it is that's out there, and you want to kind of build your own little thing in there and have creative like meme generators and all that stuff, this company's for you. It's like $2,500 a month at the lowest rate, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. We needed to get a dev team that was hands-on. Like, I'm a dev. I mean, I can program. I programmed probably about 50 pieces of program. I'm also a game developer. I'm Unreal Engine certified, C++. So I've done a lot, right? I know a lot because I've done a lot. That's the big term. And as we were sort of jumping into this next value, we wanted them to build for us something like that is a deck screener. And we've all been a deck screener. We all know deck screener. We all know that deck screener has a lot of availability to make a lot of money, right? Like, it's the one place that a lot of people go. Everybody goes, wins deck screener, right? Win advertising, win ad space, win listing service, those kind of things. Dex tools, all of them, they all have it, so you can put your little website up there, and it's $299, every one of them. So we're like, we want some of that market value, but we don't want the market value that way. We want to be able to give that to communities for free. That should be the best opportunity for any community, is to be able to put their socials on something and not cost them $300. So we're going to take that from them. We're going to work on that process, because I think that's the most corrupt thing out there. They get so much money a day from that process because they take advantages of the need of having social networking on your site. So shogunx.io is born, and we built this concept behind it. Now it's in production. In fact, as soon as we're done this at 1 o'clock today, I go in and I meet with their devs for our first exploratory on back-end code. So in about 3 to 4 weeks from now, this thing's going to be releasing. That's right, to the market. That's how fast we're going. But I'm also the one in doing the front-end codes on the designs and making sure that that's in our value. And what this Shogunix is it's like a deck screener meets a community system swap system. Now, what would that make us different than any other swap system? Why not just keep using deck screener? Well, if you're a community and you're the dev, could you imagine, like our Shogun bot, you get a percentage of the referral fee that you get if you put it into your group and all that stuff. But here on the decks on Shogunix, you get 20% of all the fees that come over for your coin. So if you're the dev, you get that money. Right? And why is that important? Well, it helps build your marketing from the people that you're already working with already, right? So you'll have a wallet that this money will go to every single day. Every trade that comes over, that wallet will build from those. Because now you'll take all of your people and say, listen, if you want to support the coin, here's how you do it. Simply just buy and sell the coin from the system. We're also going to have training on how to build a farm, and what has been very successful for us. And you guys better be paying attention when I say that this farm, yes, there's risk to it, but we will show you how to mitigate that risk by doing the smart things. Lastly, like there is more behind the scenes, but remember, we don't sell the sizzle. I will sell something that is in the works because we've already started to create the first release of the demo. Is a game. Now, in most cases, like I heard somebody speak a little while ago that was supposed to be with us. And I won't name names, so I'm going to throw FUD in there because it's funny. This person came to me and goes, "Man, we got the best game ever. It is so high tech and blah, blah, blah. And it was the best thing ever." And then you get to it and it's a 2D platform pixel game. And you know what? Hand to God, I love pixel games, right? I love the old Mario Brothers and playing the game. I'm an arcadist from a long time ago. But it was being sold as like the best thing. Like it had so many adjectives, he had so much hype for it that when I looked at it, I said, nope. No, yes, that is a game, and I love it. It's cute, but it's not what you said it was. You told me it was like an immersive game of, and his logo for it was amazing. It was like bang, and then you get in, it's like, bleh, But when I say we're building a game, we're not building a game. We're building a marketplace, an ecosystem within the game network of Unreal, and where the world is immersive. You can go in, you can go into shops, you can buy things, you can attach to the farm and go farm. You can, in the main marketplace area, this is where you're going to do a lot of your setup. The information of the network is in there. And then we have another ring on the outside where you can go create and buy land, right? Like we've seen in Open Loot and other ones that are out there, very powerful. And then a final phase going out. And these are all three different parts of the game, but in different servers. There is a area of attack and resource collection. And in there are our enemies, our arch enemies. We're all animals, samurai, and our arch enemies are the insects. These are the scammers and shammers represented in our mind. We all had the evil insect that we slap on our arm to kind of get rid of it. I don't know what I just choked on. Hang on a second. But we have created this already in a demo format. Not the entire thing, but the first part of it, which is the marketplace. And I'm a firm believer in releasing small things so people can chew on. So the first demo is going to be you, a table, a marketeer in there, a marketplace owner, and maybe a tent. I don't know, a couple swords and, some fun shooting arrows and targets and stuff. But it is going to be releasing very soon as well. Probably at the same time Shogun is going to be releasing. We'll start the first demos there. Other than that, I don't have any cures for any diseases or anything in the margin, but that's basically all the alpha. I mean, you should be writhing on it. If you don't have questions on that, then I'm sorry, we got the wrong space. But you should have questions and bring out your hands. But thank you so much for letting me ramble on about the greatness. Which I could talk about the game in 4 shows. So please bear with me.
The game does sound amazing from what I've heard and what I've read about the backstory so far. Did you want to touch on the farm a little bit more into detail and how even small holders can earn interest if it doesn't matter the size of the amount that they hold? I know it's not all about the coin, but we do have that coin. So
Yeah, absolutely. So Radium has the availability to create what we call a liquidity pool. And what you do as an owner of a coin is that you put the liquidity pool. If you're watching my screen, you just go to liquidity. And what you do is you combine Soul and Shogun. If you're a coin, you provide your native coin as a result. You can provide up to 5 coins as rewards to those people. And what happens is like there's a certain percentage that comes from Radium as well as from Shogun. So Shogun's liquidity pool, as you can kind of see right here, has about $158,000 in it. Now, the majority of this is onset by people that we know and love. And how do you know that? Well, only 56% of our actual liquidity is locked from the original set. So what, about 75,000 or whatever it was from that point. But the rest is from all these great liquidity providers that are in our network. Dex Screener doesn't really provide a great liquidity provider map. Dex Tools usually does, but I want to be careful on this site. But why is this so powerful is because it has an opportunity. Sorry, I got to open up my wallet on a different page here because I have paranoia on everything, right? So let me pull up my farm.
Hey, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely, right? You always got to be careful.
Always.
I have ledgers on everything that I do, so you're going to have to bear with me as I sign in to this little bugger. But now if I go to my
No problem.
portfolio, I think that should, if I connect, yes, connect, blah, 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 and I don't think I did it. I think I
We
opened up
can
the
see
wrong.
that. We can see that percentage sitting there, though.
Yeah, so this is the overall percentage on the Shogun in the system. Um, this is, let's see, nope, did it wrong way. Here and standard. Nope. All right, 1 second. Divert your eyes.
That's okay, man. Take your time. Take your time.
I'm taking screenshots.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I've been down that road before. Yeah, Little Roger, buddy. Remember, 7th degree black belt, and I can still shoot. All right.
I love the flex. I love the flex.
Sorry, 1 second here. I do apologize.
No
We have
problem at all.
so many wallets. It's not even funny. I don't know if that did it or not. I don't know. Is Drew here? I guess Drew's here, right? For that point.
I'm just seeing
I
your
think so.
desktop at the moment,
Yes,
Max.
I know. Because I moved my whole screen over, so you guys can
Gotcha.
see all the samurai porn that I have on my computer.
Oh, I probably would have screenshotted that too.
Ah, damn it! It didn't work again. All right, I have the wrong wallet set up on what I'm doing here, so I do apologize. Wow. All right, I'll ask another question, and I'll get back to this, but I'll explain to you real quickly that so the farm itself, we give out Shogun as reward, but also Radium gives you money as well for the transaction. So the more volume to the site in the system, the better the APR. We have conditioned this thing out to be a very powerful solution for us because it gives opportunity to not just invest. You're not buying from the front side of the coin. You're investing in the liquidity, which makes the coin stronger. That way, when people come in and they do shit like this, when they come in and they try to inflate it and then try to raise it up with some volume bots, it doesn't operate and go wildly in one. So if they sell what they sell and what they buy and what they sell, they would do like this buy sell off kind of thing. It's not going to drop the chart all the way down to here and into into a danger zone or anything. So liquidity gives us the opportunity to really strengthen the coin's response from buys and sells, and you got an opportunity to make some money. My coin itself has doubled my money since we've been operating over the last month that I put in. Not saying that's going to work for everybody in double, so please don't take that because we've had some great success with Soul Rising as well as Shogun Rising. And when they operate in the same level of improvement, there is a movement of gain, right? Impermanent gain. There's impermanent loss as well. So keep that in mind. If both coins were to do bad, you would lose some money. But that's everything in a risk. But this gives you an opportunity to offer some supplemental income and some growth in your bags without just sitting there holding. And yes, we're going to tell you when to, how to sell it and how to increase your bags when you get the rewards of Shogun and how to increase your bags with the level. It's compounding, but it takes time. So, but it gives you something to do while you're sort of. I've been in so many coins that are like, hold your coin for when? When do we got to hold our coin to? We said this in a meeting the other day. It's like, when do we hold our coin? Well, as soon as I sell. If you could listen to what was inside of their brain, right? That's what all these scammers do. They're like, keep holding until we can sell, kind of thing. Or we can sell out in the middle of the night or DCA out and all that kind of bullshit. But the farm is a very powerful network solution for us. It doesn't work with every coin because the coin has to be in a state of improvement, right? It has to be in a state of growth. It can't be sitting in a channel for too long. Can't be on the downward trend because people will lose money. And now they're holding on their farm to try to keep their money in. So you got to know, right? You got to know what's coming. And we know because we control it. Hope that explained it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that
Absolutely.
definitely explained it for me.
I promise I'll send you a video of all this stuff behind the scenes again. I probably should have had that set up prior to. I apologize.
No, that was a great
Hey, no
explanation.
problem.
So what's next?
Hey, sorry, my mic is going in and out again.
No worries.
I mean, unless there was anything else that you wanted to cover, Amos, did you have anything else you wanted to cover before we open it up for questions?
I think we could probably open it up for questions at this point. I thought maybe we could touch a little bit more on the lore of the game, but that could probably come a little bit later. I think questions now would probably be good while everyone's here.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah, so we'll open the floor up if anybody has any questions or comments. Yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, just request speaker and we'll bring you up. Pull your hand up.
I have a question for Max.
Oh boy. Punching myself in the face. Go ahead, buddy.
It's been a while since we had a game trailer. So when next game trailer?
Thanks a lot. I'm probably saying if I had to like really put it in, I want to have something where I have the weapons and stuff on, which requires a lot of asset stuff. So probably sometime next week, maybe before Wednesday. The trailer process is just me showing the game in demo, right? But we have opportunities to do cinematics and all that stuff. I think I'm waiting for the first character to be made, which we are in the mod. We're getting a modeler right now as we speak. We're in negotiations later this evening, which will be cool because it'll represent our PFPs, which is pretty cool. So, Drew, I really am hoping. Dude, if I had something to ever escape to, that's where you'll find me. Right. Once we get all these bots done and all this stuff done and all the education is done, if you want to know where I'm at, it's going to be building inside that game, building it and playing it.
Yeah, the story behind it really is compelling. When I first read the draft of it, I was like, is this a TV show? No, this is a game. Wow.
Yeah,
I'd read this book.
No, you're right. Right. There's this, and I would love to say I came up with that, but I didn't. This is a Unity project. So the Clarence and Duffy and others, Abe and everybody had their 10 cents to put into this project and what it was, and what we wanted to represent is sort of the overall feel of what this industry is. So we didn't want to make it zombies. We didn't want to make it, person against person. We didn't want to be battling each other and killing our cohorts and people that we work with and our alliances, and even our enemies are something of a drab, oh, look, it's a monster coming to get me. Yay. No, these are very twitchy insects that when I see, so here's how, which is funny. We were doing what should be samurai, right? What should be the PFP? What should be the characterization of the samurai? And we're like, well, we don't want it just a person because we're already people. We want to kind of live in a little fantasy world of something new. And then where should the climate be, right? This was the tough one. Where should the climate be? Should it be feudal Japan many, many moons ago, but in an alternate universe and we're just animals? Or should it be something that we live in this oasis of a marketplace and what we call the shogunate? That's the kingdom that's emerged and just like right in the middle of like the apocalyptic world. Like you'll see all the buildings in the distance and they're all destroyed and ruined and blah, blah, blah. And then you have this beautiful, pink apple blossoms floating through the sky, blah, 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 in the marketplace. And we're the animals. I know we're ferocious and some cute and cuddly, but they all got their things. Some with some extra extremities that are hanging out, like Doc's PFP. He's a little ballsy. If you really see the whole thing. The concept of the game itself is connection, build, marketplace, ownership, right, collection inside the little village area that you travel to outside the marketplace, outside of the main realm, the shogunate. You'll be able to build your property. You can have pre-homes, preset homes, or you can build your own, like in a Rust environment, that kind of building mentality. You can create little farms where you can plant stuff and build stuff there. And again, nothing too outside the world, like new degen stuff out there. But you can leave that and then you can go outside of that and go fight the insects. So while I was telling you the story, I completely traveled off of that. We were trying to find out what the character was, right? So we had we had all kinds of animals. Mine's a panther, go figure, right? But then, Drew's is a bear, and then Rip had had me model his puppy, and we did his dog, right? So, and then Amy's a wolf, which completely represents her. I swear to God, she's badass. But then somebody put up something with like a grasshopper, and I went, ugh, that's nightmare fuel. Nope, no, thank you. Out. I don't want it. I don't want any insects in this thing at all. And my wife is standing behind me. She goes, nope, no insects, no spiders, no nothing. And all of a sudden, it just became clear. That's our enemy. That reaction is the enemy. This biotech, and it just evolved into something in the trailer that we did was evolved. You got to go watch that trailer. It is amazing. That was done by one of our members and a crew of people to come up with it. Clarence and Abe and all these people came up with this great concept of the lore and what it is behind the lore. And I won't even do it justice. I wish one of them were here that can kind of come out and explain it. But that process is huge for us because that's something that is so developed into our mentality. It gives it someplace. Like we're all sitting here in the ether talking on a microphone. Some of you can see my screen, some of you can't. And you don't have a place to kind of feel that connection. This you will. You'll be able to talk to others in game. You'll be able to, our living quarters areas, like where you can go to the village, you can create land plots next to other people and you can create alliances and clans with them and you'll join in this process. So I think the game itself, which is, it's going to take time. Don't get me wrong. We're going to release it out in very small batches as we go, and we'll just grow with it. I think that's really going to represent who we are, and it's going to give you something to do while you're advertising and marketing and rating and doing all these things. And I think the ethos with that game is us. It is Shogun. And when people are seeing it and hearing, I haven't had one bad response from the outlook of this since we've started. And it's not some sizzle. Remember, I don't talk sizzle. So we have we have a portion of the demo. I got to get the skins on the characters. There will be one or two characters when we begin. But this is something powerful for everybody to be a part of, and you can contribute by just participating.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
amazing.
exciting.
It is, and I think all of you have given us such a love for this progression that this won't fail. We've already been here. I've already been down this road before with building very large networks, and in doing so, you try to. Oh my God! I just seen this. If you're watching on YouTube, holy crap! There's some of these images that our team puts out that triggers such an emotional state for me because, my son who's 10 years old and my other son who's 19 years old, we build games together, and we've been building this one game called Mage Realm, and we got wrecked by another dev who kind of came in and took a lot of stuff from us. So we've learned some hard lessons in that world. That industry is riddled with PvPers as well. But seeing that where we're going with this, we're all excited for it and what we can do to build into it. But the imagery is just amazing. And as we emulate this in the network, I'm going to put this up on the Jumbotron because it is amazing to see that. And when that comes up, have a look at that image. Just that one image. This almost represents Drew in a way on how he fights and gets in there and just is in protection mode all the time, which is amazing. Can't wait to see this myself. So when Drew asked, when's demo, as soon as I can get over there and make it so I can see it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get in there and play around in that sandbox for sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Also, one last thing here for me. NFTs are a thing of now and a thing of then. For us, it is a welcome. We're going to do a first release. We call it Founders Release, which will have all of our top 5, top 20 PFPs in there with different variants to them, different layers on them. Some personal, some just fun. To help support our realm into building building the game network, as well as for future releases for the NFTs, they will be subject to being able to trigger certain events in the game as well. Like you'll get different clothes or different assets, different collectibles, different ratios of damage in the game as well. Yes, that seems like a pay to play kind of pay to win kind of thing, but it's not just winning. It's learning. It's using the systems to be able to get ahead a little bit. That's what crypto is as well, right? Like it's this anon, world of fight to all of us, and we need every leg up that we can possibly get to make it work. As long as it's reputable, honorable, and distinctive to our bottom line, which is to be secure. Right? You all have different ideas of wealth and success. I'm already a success. I'm already wealthy, just not with money. I mean, I do well. I have a house. I have cars. I have my food's on my table for my kids. I am wealthy. But generational wealth, that's what I've already started to create here. And I cannot wait for what this is about. Thanks, Doc, for putting that up. I'm also going to share this up there on the Jumbotron as well. Doc put up a game under the thing. It is and just seeing the bugs and everything in it, I'm just shaking. I can't wait. I know the game has sort of took over this space here for a second, but back to the NFTs, they'll be releasing sometime next week over on Magic Eden, and we're going to be utilizing just that'll be the first one, but then later on, this is sizzle because I haven't set it up yet. We will have it on our own site that you can mint the coins directly or mint the NFTs directly from there.
Awesome. So does anybody have any additional questions here? Floor is open.
Yeah, so what I would say too is like we touched on the temper bot some, but what separates our temper bot from the volume bot norm in the crypto market right now?
Well, first off, it's integrity. It's a great question, Drew, by the way. I mean, everybody here should have some sort of questions. If you don't, that's okay. Maybe I've done a really good job of announcing things out. But what sets us apart from everything that we do, not just the temper bot, is that we look at not what fuels our bottom line, but what adds value to the industry. And value isn't always about the worth. It isn't always about the bottom line of the dollar. The value is it trustworthy? Is it integrity? Does it have these things that you can trust to do what I say it's going to do? And is it overpromised? Like, oh yeah, if you use our volume bot, your coin will go up $5,000. No, it's going to. The temper bot itself is designed to do a handful of things. And I won't get into the overall explanation of every little detail that it does. But imagine looking at I'm going to go to our system here, and I'm going to look at, I see we have a 5 minute that has 0%. We have a minus on the 1 hour, and a 6 hour we have 2.36. And over 24 hour, we've increased 2.42. If I wanted to, if I click on the 242, I see that we have a volume of 1.9, right? And I want to keep our sell pressure, like our buy pressure is really super high. And I want to balance this out because a coin isn't always just about having buy. You want to see interaction. You want to be able to interact with it and take profits when you need and all that stuff. And not that I advocate that with any of our people, but I'm telling you, like, movement in coin is good. Okay. Staleness, sideways channels, bad. Downward, bad, right? So how do you keep this and not faking it? Okay, not having it look like, look how many holders are. There are bots out there, just by being honest with you. Orbit's one, Fatality is another, and they will make trades happen and add multiple wallets into the process to make it look like it comes from multiple wallets. And that process is damn near criminal in a way, because it makes it look like there's other people in there trading it. And you're like, look at the popularity here. No, they make fake holders with each one of those wallets. Our wallets are organic, except for 52 of them. 52 of them are my wallet, because that's what broke up all of the supply that we had. Right? And I'm very clear with that. So we have about 170, 160 real holders in the network. Now, some holders have multiple wallets, of course. I understand that. Right. So we'll say there's probably about 80 really strong holders in this network, and some that aren't so strong. So the difference between us and the competition, and I don't really see them as competition. They're in their own world of slavery in that network. But the temper bot, just a temper bot, because we have another bot that's a volume system called the Anvil. Now, the Anvil will make trades in a periodic fashion. So you can choose a ratio, like 2 buys, 1 sell, 2 sells, 1 buy, and you could do so for a period of time, say 2 hours or 3 hours or 24 hours. And you set the time in the hour factor, right? And then how much each of that, you can set a range between $1 to however many, so $20. You could trade a soul every single time, but you set that. And that anvil is you striking the anvil every time. The temper bot will use the 1 hour, 6 hour, and 24 hour, and you set what you want your volume to be. So what you like, if it's at 1.9K, if you say I want it to be kind of hover around 2K when it's sitting organically, so you can do that. It'll, as it's sitting organically at 1.9, you set it to 2. It's going to make buys until it gets to 2K. Once it gets to 2K, and if somebody else buys and it pushes over 2K, it'll do sells until you turn it off or it gets below 1.9 again. It's the same true for the 6 hour and the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, it makes 5-minute trades. On the 6 hour, it makes 10-minute trades. And on the 24 hour, it makes 1/2 hour trades. So you can set these margins easily in the back office of that system. Now, that temper bot's not going to be made available for at least another week or so because I just baited it last night. This morning. I'm getting it audited. I don't know how long that's going to take. So I'm keeping it wide open. But when it's released and it's ready, we're going to have a closed beta with a couple of a couple of our alliances to make sure that everything works good. There is a 20% fee for whatever you deposit in. We take 20% because it's incredibly expensive to keep these servers running and all the security on board. But that's the good part, the low barrier of entry, because it's only 0.5 SOL. So keep that in mind as we build this out. That's the difference from us. We have low barrier of entry. We have the integrity behind the system, and we're not making anything that represents fakeness in this network. Did I lose you all?
Hi, I'm sorry about that.
It's here. I was like, is this thing on?
We're here. Yeah. No problem.
Sorry.
I think both of us rugged at the same time. Me and Amos.
That's a big rug.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
absolutely.
great breakdown.
I see Happy Cat has his hand up, or their hand.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Happy Cat, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to follow along with that. So we're looking to launch our coin very soon, if not today or tomorrow. Because of the markets, we obviously are mainly going to be an NFT project with a coin, but we're thinking launch a coin, get that sort of attraction leading into the NFT. But what you said is really interesting because I've been doing a lot of research and talking to different people, and everybody says, oh, you need to use a bot, you need to do this, and you need to sort of fake it to make it, and we don't want to do that. But it's like nearly sort of in most of these spaces or in any sort of group, it's sort of like everybody's promoting and everybody's saying that's the thing to do. And it's like you look at different ways even. For example, you can have a pre-sale or you can just go straight to pump fund. Mm-hmm. No matter what you do, there seems to be, if you don't bot it, someone else will bot it. And it's like, I don't know what, I was interested in listening to you and sort of just really wanted your opinion and advice.
Thank you. I appreciate your integrity coming out and asking the question. This is a tough thing, Happy, because everybody's like, fake it till you make it. Well, guess what? You still faked it. I'm okay with going into something not knowing, right? Like we came into this and we didn't know what to expect. I knew what to expect when we went into Pump Fund. You know, after I'd done a few, I didn't know the first day, right? And as I started to look at the mentality behind it, man, that kill or be killed and everybody's panicked and, you know, everybody's so triggered to FOMO and, oh, look, we went down $3. Let's everybody bail, you know? I knew immediately, like, we had to find a way to control what was going out into the world. And when we got into pre-sale, we went to pink sale. And again, there was negative connotation with that place too, because they're like, everybody rugs. Yes, absolutely. But we're not putting this out for the general public. We took inventory. We went to all of our people and we said, listen, this is what we want to do. How much soul, you know, how many people will put money into this? And we took inventory. Some people said, okay, yeah, I can do a couple soul. I could do a couple soul. So we sort of tallied that up and then we expanded it. We took it out and we almost did it double because we knew we wanted to reach to something. And then at first we are like, damn, did we overreach? Because I think we put 200. I think it was 200 that we put down. I can't remember. No, what was it? Drew, you still there?
Yeah, 150 soft cap, 600 hard cap.
Yeah. So it was 150. So we're like, on day 6 of our or day 5, we were still at like 30 sold, right? I'm like, what did we do? I think we messed up. We got to restart, So we learned some lessons to be very careful at the beginning. But when we had it at 600 sold for the hard cap, I'm like, let's go, right? Okay, I think we can. We over the weekend and into that Monday, we hit our 200. We did 201. 50% of that went to the burn, and 48% went to our wallet, so we can have all this stuff to build, which was great, right? It was like $14,000 that went into our marketing system right away. But I heard the same thing, Happy. I heard, oh yeah, you got to make sure, go get a bot, go get advertising. When's advertising? This movement, this whole entire network, and I implore you, to anybody, if you can guess, Happy, if you've seen we're sitting at 2.51 million right now, right? Just even after a little sell-off that it's happened. Do you know how much we spent in advertising since we've been here?
I'm going to guess nothing because of the question.
Yeah. Good deduction, right? Well, we did spend $299 for Deck Screener. Duh. But yeah, we spent nothing in advertising. No KOLs. In fact, when we launched pre-sale and pink sale, we didn't buy all the things in there. That would have been another $3,100, like the KYC and the audit, and they want to know about you. Let's sell an AMA, which was like $1,100. It's like, we didn't do all that because we already came up with the conclusion. This is who we are. We're okay with our identity. So let me ask you a question now. Is your NFT project and your community okay with your identity? If you're okay with your identity, then you have the opportunity to set and say F you to all those fakers and shakers, right? Then your coin is real. Like if you go to any one of our social media systems that we have, YouTube or Facebook, it's organic traffic. Worst thing in the world. If you put out an article and you got 47,000 people on your Twitter account and you only get 27 responses, that says something about you. That says something that your stuff has been faked. And in this world, it's so hard right now to see who's real in this industry. So your actions are going to speak volumes. And you know what, to be honest with you, Happy, if you went to bed, if you did everything organically and did just everything honorable and you fail, I would still see that as a success because I learned a lot. I know what I don't want to do. I don't want to sell my soul for anything because my soul is worth a lot to me. I've made a lot of mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I've made mistakes. I'll continue to make mistakes to the day I die. But I will never make a mistake with the intention to hurt others in this process. If I make a mistake and it hurts somebody, my apologies, my hands up, my humility's there. But I will never make a mistake with the intent to do that. Understand? Even into my enemies. I'll defend myself from my enemies, don't get me wrong, right? But I never purposely go out and hurt them because of that. So keep that in mind while you're building your stuff out. Anything that you have questions on, don't hesitate to come into the group. Hunt me out. Don't DM me because I'm so paranoid about DMs.
I was going to say about DMs, like just how you're talking about people being fake. The amount of DMs you get every day. You get the same as I get. Oh, amazing project, dude. I love what you're making. I can help. And then you get the spreadsheet of $100 a tweet and stuff.
Right. It's absolute, right? But that's the way the industry is too. That's why when Mia was like, she goes, I DM'd you. I probably wouldn't have seen it. You're lucky you didn't get blocked because I mass blocked everybody DMing me. But there's an understanding, and I get what you're saying when you go to release. Tracky was in here. Raymond was in here from Tracky. What an awesome little program as well in the network. A great bot, great community. I had to give him some hard advice in the process. And I'm not trying to say I know it all, but because he listened and he got to that point, now he's launched and he's solid in Radium now and he's on that process. He's in the consolidational process movement right now, which is powerful. It's still vibrating in this while he's building all of his stuff out. So it's a huge opportunity that if you do launch, if you could do so in a pre-sale that you can control that all the snipers ain't coming out and being punched, start your farm, get on board, follow these rules, get your NFTs out. We'll open up an NFT marketplace here probably Q2 of next year. sizzle, not an actual just yet. But there is. I really do hope that you're able to come out and make this work for yourself. And if you go along the way, if you ever need anything from us, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. And the thing is, it's like that dilemma of, do you sort of release when I know the project isn't ready to, like, it doesn't have enough following and stuff, and it's still early days.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're in that dilemma. You see these coins releasing with no Twitter followers, and they're just booming straight away. And then they start to grow, and then like the next day they have 1,000 followers, and they're growing and growing. Do you try to do that sort of to get an audience? Is that the wrong? Like, and be honest with me, and I feel like I already know the answer, but is it that sort of thing where you're sort of doing something really just to grow your community, and it could be for the wrong reasons? Or do you wait till your community is big enough? Do you know, like, people sometimes only join the community because there's a coin there? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Sometimes, right. We had, so here's what Drew and I did in the very beginning, and I think this is what really set it to play. You should get very familiar with spaces, right? Drew and I opened up a space system, what we refer to as the Mad Show. It was Max and Drew. I don't even know what the extra D was for, but we went into this idea that we wanted to interview and talk to hundreds of other people, and we made relationships. Do you understand? We went in and made relationships with people and found out who we liked, who we didn't like, what we liked, what we didn't like. And that was the toughest part, because I didn't know. Now the space went well. Like, we did very well. Like, we had like 30 or 40 people our first show, and then we had some drop off, of course, at times when we were doing too many shows and that stuff. But the concept was just make relationships. You know, go out there and go into communities and introduce yourself. If you have a service or an NFT, or you see somebody in a space, go to spaces and like every single mother effer on that space and follow them. Make comments to, I liked your PFP, or make it sincere. Don't just make it some gimmicky thing. And get all your people to do that. Go out and make connection. Share your stuff around. You don't got 5,000 people on your Twitter channel? Then go out and like as many spaces as possible. Make your stuff powerful. Find content that's real. Don't just AI it. Find content that's relevant to you. And that's what'll build your network. Same thing with YouTube. Start making videos and document everything, even to the smallest little mundane thing. If you don't know how, go research this on YouTube, or contact us. We'll have something for you as well.
Yeah. I think like, it's good getting good advice, because I've got some bad advice. Like, I've had someone come in as to work even just in the Discord, and then they've said, "Oh, make sure you unfollow everybody on your Twitter. Don't follow everybody because it looks bad." I'm like, you need to follow people. It's like this whole idea. You get projects that they get to a certain stage, and then they just unfollow everybody so they look good. Same as influencers and Instagram and everywhere. Mm-hmm. They feel like your ratio to following should be a certain way, which I don't really agree with.
There's no calculated amount. You know, nobody says. Everybody's like, you know, it's all speculation. When I go into spaces, I try to like every single person in there, and then if my ratio is, I'm right around 1/3 of my followers to following. Right?
Yeah.
On everything I do. And of course, it's going to get ahead of you, because you're not going to be sitting in there liking and unliking everybody that comes in. It's the same thing for TikTok, the same thing for YouTube. You know, I don't know who's another creator, so I just let that chips fall where they may. But never buy follows, never buy likes, never buy that stuff, because that fakeness that's there isn't worth your time, because it doesn't give you anything other than some sort of egoistic oh, look how big I am. And it's all bullshit, because when you close your eyes at night, you want to know you're real, right? Because fake shit falls away.
When you get a DM, when you see they have 250,000 followers, you know straight away it's a bot. It's like, not even, at least try to be realistic and just have 5,000 followers or something.
Yeah.
Some of them. Yeah.
That's right. Well, great questions, Happy. I can't wait to see what you got coming in. I like the fact that you're using Discord. I have many a moon in Discord life, but we haven't done one here for this network just yet. But I wish you the best of luck.
Lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll give you a follow. Cheers.
I want to be cognizant of the time for Mia. Thank you so much. I just want to take this quick second to thank you and Amos for putting this together today. This has been a blast. Thank you for I love talking, of course. You can't tell. I don't know. But I still have plenty of time. If anybody wants, we have about another 15 minutes for a hard stop, because I have a 1 o'clock with the devs. But I can't thank you enough for letting me be here today.
No problem, man. Honestly, like the pleasure's all ours. We were super excited. Not gonna lie, we were prepared to, do all the talking in case, but we were like, please tell me Max is coming because I'd like to listen to him again. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie, we were pretty pumped, right? So
yeah,
no, it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for giving us like the lowdown on everything and some of the alpha, some things coming out, answering questions. We can ask if there's any more questions because I know you've got to go. If there's anything else anyone wanted to ask you before you had to leave, then Amos and I will keep the room open for a little bit if anybody had additional questions, even if you have to go, or if anyone wanted to chill or anything like that afterwards. So I'll just ask the audience then in the room if anyone has any more questions for Max. We have to free up some of his time.
absolutely. It has been a privilege sharing this space with you, Max.
Yeah, no, that's something too. Mia had asked me, like, she had a whole drawn out thing of them talking a lot. I was like, dude, you must not know who Max is. Just draw out like 5 questions, and that's all you need.
Wow.
You know what it
Thanks.
is? You
Appreciate
know
it.
what it is though, Andrew? I'm always prepared. I'm always over prepared. I'm not gonna
Yep.
lie. I will like when I'm interested in something, I'm super ADHD focused. If anyone has ADHD, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
It'll become an obsession, right? So, I mean, we were prepared just in case. You never know your microphone rugs or anything like that. So,
We've
but
had
yeah,
it all.
it
We've
was
had it
good
all.
for us.
Yeah, Drew and I have had it all. We've had the rug out. We've had the mic won't work. We've had, the background noise. We've had it all. So, yeah, I've learned a long time ago how to fill space. So I try to pace it. Like I'll give people time like that. But and again, it's all about if I feel like there's not a space being filled, I'll fill it. Fuck yeah, let's go. Because I hate dead air. I hate that. It's so uncomfortable to have dead air. But
Absolutely. Nobody wants
Absolutely.
the awkward silence.
yeah,
And Amos and I have the problem of speaking over each other all the time. Trust me, we do it on the phone like 24/7.
well, I just mute Drew.
Yeah,
So that's I mean that's it in a nutshell. He just mutes and he walks away. He comes back an hour later and I'm still there. That's it. No, Drew's a very prolific speaker as well. He'll come out and talk, but he's more straight in your face. Here's what we want. Here's what we're going to go do. And all right. But he gets in. He talks all day long with all these great companies and these great coins that are out there. I wouldn't have met you guys if it wasn't for him and Shane in that process. So, I understand Shane's in here from Memezilla as well. I don't. I think that he has that same mentality of project and going out and building. So, thank you for being here.
Exactly.
And
No,
ransom too.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say the same thing. Honestly, like I would not have met any of the people that I've been in touch with and learning from, and like becoming part of the family with Shogun and everything. We wouldn't have been able to do it without Shane. So shout out to Shane from Memezilla because he's the best.
yeah. Huge shout out to Shane, man.
No, I appreciate that, guys. But also, I just want to kind of retouch on it as well. Just, how happy and how proud we are of each one of you who've just come into this, and took to it like a duck to water, like from the
He's a
top
great
5 to
bloke,
the top
he's a great
20,
bloke.
Um, you know, thank you for your efforts so far, and we just want you to continue doing what you're doing. And just like I say, just let the top 5 guide us, and we won't go wrong.
Absolutely. Are there any other questions before Max has to drop? Or comments? All is welcome.
Yeah, don't open up comments because we'll be like, that motherfucker's ugly.
I don't know. I think the Panthers is adorable. All of our PFPs are adorable.
I like fearsome. I'll save it to
Fearsomely adorable.
fearsomely adorable. Okay, I'll live with that one. Like, hey, let's go.
I'm starting
Vicious
to feel a
but-
little left out now.
That's okay. Your red hair is awesome in your PFP.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I don't know if you can make a bunny look fierce, but we can try.
You've never watched
Oh,
Monty Python, have you?
Oh my goodness, let's not get started.
My son in Halloween last night was King Arthur from the Holy Grail. And of course, I was the one banging the coconuts as we were going down the road. It was amazing.
Oh, the
that's
coconut. The best.
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, as I prepare to head out, I don't want to leave before the space is done. If you want to keep the space here, um, my concept that I started with was very small and pinholed, and the reason why it's a success today is not because of me directly. It's indirectly because of me, because where I started from and who I've assembled with this process. But it is the success of every single person in here that has showed up in the room wearing the PFP, being a part of the network. And if you look in those rooms, it's not some sort of battleground of, yes, there's idiosyncrasies of things that happen, but we all are for the bottom goal, which is to help and not hinder. Where we go from here is not just some short, quick, oh, to the moon, because that's too narrow minded, right? It's not just about the moon anymore. If we're going to go to the moon, then we're going to own the moon, and then we're going to own the Earth, and we're going to own all the other planets. Bad analogy, but I feel for us, we're not trying to control everybody. What we're trying to do is give people a place to go to that they know that if they come in there, they're not going to be ripped off and hurt. And if they are by anybody that's in our network, they get completely sniffed out. Like, we know immediately if somebody starts behaving a behavior that we've seen before, it gets brought to our attention and we remove, right? So that even goes for anybody in our top 20. If I acted that way, I would expect you all to remove me from the network, because that's the way this network works. It's about making a connection with righteousness and honor, not just about the almighty dollar. Yes, we do want to be rich. Don't get me wrong. I want to be filthy fucking rich. Okay? And that's what we can become. But before we start throwing out like the worries of legal and the worries of life and all that stuff, let's get our systems in and on and working. And we already have, I can't tell you that most coins, when they fire, they're like, yeah, we're going to be building this and that's what we'll be building in the future. We've already built a lot. We already have a lot because we've built a lot. There's 4 or 5 things in there right now that coins can use to make themselves better. What's coming right next is the Shogunuts will make us very wealthy, but it's going to be the game, and that's going to give us the longevity. Then NFTs, that's going to give us short-term wealth, but long-term environment. So we have it. This is the project to be a part of, and I'm glad to see everybody else who's here. My thanks to Mia, my thanks to Amos for being here and making the space for us today. I look forward to being a part of anything that you guys want to put together and invite me to. I'm all for. I can sit back too and just listen too. Trust me, I know. But I thank you again for today.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. We thank you
We
as well.
appreciate.
See, again.
Yep.
I love it.
Real quick shout out to all my visitors over in TikTok and to YouTube. We will be recording this. We're going to pull some excerpts out of this as well and send them to you. Some of the quick shield stuff. And again, you guys rock. Is this a regular space for you guys? Is this something that you guys do regularly?
No, actually, I've been doing spaces a little bit more regularly, but as soon as I started learning about Shogun, I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to do spaces for them. So yeah,
Well,
it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing now.
Yeah.
I'll take you up on that because you're rocking at it. You both did a very good job today. You're very clear, concise, and you did well. Working out the bugs is always a part of it. You guys rock. Thank you very much for today.
Well, thank you, and yeah, we'll definitely continue with these.
Yes,
100%.
so if you're going to continue with them, a few things to get, right? Get yourself a stream deck, right? This is where you can put money in or put timing. You can have voiceovers and all that stuff. Get voicemod.com as well. These are all things that'll pipeline your stuff quicker. If you're doing it on your phones, be careful because you do get background noise and suffering, and find yourself a good mic, all that kind of good stuff. Because spaces are only good as the quality that they put out. And you guys already have good quality. And just even touching on that, man, you're going to go through the roof with it. This will be a big success for you. at that point. But you guys did great today. I like your timing.
Well, thank you, Max. And again, it's been a privilege. And thank you, everybody who joined and listened and asked questions.
Absolutely. So I guess we'll just, Max, if you got to go, that's fine. I don't think the space will go on too long unless anybody had something they wanted to talk about. Anyone had something they wanted to show. Well, you've got an alpha in the room, and I'm talking about Trader Max. So utilize the time that we have, and if not, then we will just see you guys in the next space. Bluey Bear, did you want to say something, or were you just waving?
I just wanted to say, sorry I got here late, but yeah, I just want to say thank you to Trader Max and for giving us all this wonderful, beautiful opportunity to help represent Shogun for you, man. You have an amazing vision. Obviously, an extreme juggernaut intellect. And I want to say thank you to Shane for uniting Bluey Bear with you guys, man. Shout out to my Bluey soldiers in here that are also helping with Shogun. And I'm just excited for what this future has to hold for all of us, man. God bless everybody.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, Bluey Bear. I love the YouTube or the Twitter channel there. Awesome. We're glad to have you on board. I think I know who you are in the room, but I'm not sure.
It's old Clarky Kent, the Muay Thai guy.
Yeah, there you go. I thought I remembered that you said it was Bluey Bear was your project. I didn't want to call you somebody else's name and either give you props or insult you.
That's all good. Actually, Bluey Bear hit all-time highs today, man. It's a beautiful day, guys.
Sweet.
Hey.
Oh, good job. Congratulations,
Congrats,
man.
It's fantastic.
Oh, see, now you said that. I gotta go check your stuff out. Let's go.
I know, right?
Give me a second.
And
God bless.
you know what, guys? That being said, too, like I feel like we should also shout out all, not just the community involved in coming into Shogun and getting super excited about it, but I am just impressed with all the other devs and other projects. I mean, some of us are already used to that kind of mentality working with Memezilla, working with the Zilla project, working with Shane. He's the one that, he rallies people together in a way that I've never seen before. He's just a Chad. But some of us are kind of used to the mentality, but we're seeing it on such a big scale. And so many other project devs are involved. And I just feel like this is going to be such a gigantic thing that I even feel like, maybe in your guys' minds, like the top 5, I feel like you guys are maybe even not undervaluing it, but I feel like it's going to be even bigger than maybe what you guys have kind of projected in your mind. Because anyone I've told about it, they feel the exact same way. Like it's going to shake up the crypto market 100%.
Yeah, in a good way, though. A very positive
Exactly.
way.
I mean, I think shake up is a good way, but whatever. Maybe that's just a Canadian thing.
It could be. Your chart looks amazing, dude. It is absolutely amazing. 44K liquidity, nice. Market cap 238. Sweet. All-time highs raising up just as we speak as well. The technical side of it looks sweet. You've been alive for a pretty long time, 3 months, 11 days, and on the 18th of October, something happened. Did you step on a firecracker? What happened on that day?
So Max, I created Bluey Bear. I had no clue what I was doing, and I genuinely thought that I just made some very serious miscalculations, and I got tricked into a burn. And when I messed up the Telegram group, I didn't know how to get it going so the public could chat in it, and so everything tanked, and I wasn't giving up. I built this token for the people, not for myself. I didn't build this to make money for myself in any way, shape, or form. This is built for the people, and I really didn't want to give up. You know what I mean? So I just had to sit back, take a few steps back, reevaluate, and just see how I can just take control of the chart, so people couldn't cheat. And like you, I love to build, and I'm just not a tech guy, so I had to just try to learn and just so basically this has all just been a learning process, and I'm investing some of my own money, and I got some, I'm trying to just get as many people now involved. That's why I'm hitting spaces and making partners, and I just want to make the crypto space a better place for everybody. That's the goal.
Well, the first thing you do is you make yourself that person, and you've done that. Making mistakes. And so I don't look that. So I'm looking at your chart right now, and I see this long, from July 21st all the way to October 19th, this long consolidated channel. This isn't a down drop. This isn't a failure. That's a success. That's holding on and holding in your process. And again, it was sitting like $2,000 at the low, blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that this continuous value didn't just flatline the whole way. You built and you structured, and then you released something. You did something, and something changed in this mentality. And yeah, you've had a few yeets coming off and doing whatever, right? Next gauge here is get your website. I don't know if you're using Webforge or not. Get your ass in there and start using it if you're not. Right? Get your connections on your social media. Get everybody in there doing something for that process. Get your raid team in following just rather than LFGs and stuff like that. So you have such great opportunity here. 291 is a fucking amazing accomplishment over the last couple of days. I mean, we're talking the 18th. Today's the November 1st. 2 weeks. Hell yeah. Great job. So be a leader of one and change one last statement that you made. You should be in this for the money. Not solely for the money, but you should be in this for the money, because with that money, you can build out a relationship, find other ways other than just the coin to make money. And that's the true idea of success for you. You are set, man. If you got that great of an attitude after all this time and building this process, never letting go, my hat's off to you, dude. Congratulations. Winning attitude.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, that for me is my time. I can't thank you guys enough. You rock, and Bluey Bear coming out. I know that was tough, but you've done a great job. Everybody else, thank you very much for allowing me to be here and speak. I love you all. You rock. I look forward to seeing you in the spaces. When we end up doing another space, hopefully by next Wednesday, we'll be doing another space. We'll start advertising here soon. To my partners that showed up, Amy, Rip, Drew, everybody else who showed up with their PFPs on, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, guys.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man.
Yep.
All right, so
Yep.
I think,
Thank you.
unless anyone has anything else, I think we'll close up the space, and we'll let you guys know as soon as we plan the next one. But again, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Trader Max. Thank you, Bluey Bear. Thank you, Memezilla. Thank you, Amos. Thank you, everybody. Andrew, I don't want to miss anyone. Yeah, so we'll close up the space now, and we're going to see you guys on the other side.
See you on the next one. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Follow the other speakers. Follow.
Yes, please.
Everybody.
Follow everyone.
Awesome. Well, this was great. I had a great time. Thank you, Max, for joining and dropping all that knowledge on us. And thank you, Bluey, for coming up, and everybody else who came up, and Shane. And like Nia said, yeah, cool. Well, everybody have a great weekend. And yeah, happy November 1st.
You guys as well. Happy November 1st. Let's start a new month, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, now we need some music in the background. All right, guys. Have a good one. Have a good afternoon, evening, morning.
Hey, Max. Hey, Max.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh.
What's up, man? Sorry, dude. I had to update my app. I finally found out why my app wasn't working in these shells. I couldn't hear Bluey the whole time. I had to go and update it.
Oh, no.
Now, everything's working perfectly. I'm not going to be getting kicked out any more shells because I can't freaking talk.
Little sleazy.
But,
after the last second.
yeah, I'm in here.
Please.
Yeah, right at the last second, man. I love everything that I did get to hear. Sorry I woke up late and showed up late. It was Halloween over here last night. I was a firefighter. I had to go around putting out a lot of fires last night, man. So
oh, boy.
Please excuse me. And
Club
hey,
fires.
Max, my cousin just got back with me. I tried to reach out to him like a week ago. We have another cousin who's like been a computer super programmer genius guy since he was like 12 years old.
Wow.
I sent you a message in the chat. Just look at it and let me know if we need anybody, like any more help with any type of coding of any sort, and I'll see if he'll want to help us with the project.
Absolutely, my man. You are a
Yeah, like
trusted
I'm
soul.
telling you, this guy is like elite, top notch, dude. He was hacking into government servers when he was 14 years old.
Okay, I'm out. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, maybe I know. Maybe we've heard of him before. He's probably been on the news.
He's White Ghost. Let's go.
No. He's one of the guys that didn't make the news. He's still good. Like he's
Okay, that scares me. I'm scared of hackers. I don't like hackers. I go away.
No. Hey, bro, we all did dumb shit when we were a kid, bro.
I'm still doing
when
dumb
we was
shit.
14, 13, we were all doing shit we weren't supposed to be doing.
We just need Pickle Rick in here.
Man,
That's all.
great space, y'all. Appreciate
Pickle
y'all,
Rick.
man, and I love everybody who's participating in all of this, man. I just can't thank y'all enough, and I'm so happy to also be able to participate in this, be a beacon of light, help shine and lead the way as much as I can with the team. Thank y'all.
You're welcome, Anthony. Listen,
Awesome.
when I interviewed you when you were over at Kitty, man, I just loved your energy. I loved your clothing line. I loved everything about what you were doing. You bring that kind of energy here. You're in the top 20 now, which is amazing, by the way. Thank you so much for everything you do. But I do really got to go because I still need to eat before I get in this other meeting. And you guys rock. Thank you so much for today.
No
Absolutely.
problem, man. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. We're gonna close up
Go slay
anyway.
it, Max.
For sure.
Yep.
Sounds good, guys. All right, everyone, have a good rest of your day. And some of you, I'm going to see you a little bit later, anyways.
Jesus Christ, it's 50,000 degrees in my fucking office. I swear to God.